Hello, everyone. Today is Christmas, and I'm not sure who all have heard or not, or you may have seen my Facebook post, but I just wanted to take the time to just officially make a video announcement. I did have an appointment with my rheumatologist over at USF Monday, and as I explained in the post, although I have personally been claiming to be in remission the past few months, probably around September is when we first started noticing that my blood work was just getting better and better, and honestly back to normal, what you would see on a normal panel. But my rheumatologist wanted to do, just a little more in-depth testing as far as looking at different muscle tests or muscle panels. And so Monday we got those results, and the results were that the doctor actually came in and she said your blood work looks perfect. So with that being said, she went on to say I'm officially in remission, which is a little bit touchy to explain to people, because technically it doesn't mean that I no longer have lupus or anything like that. It means that it is inactive. So my body is not actively acting or under the traits of what that chronic illness is. Now, I could personally feel that I just felt better, and there were like some changes. So I figured that I would be hearing that news soon, which is great news. I'm beyond thrilled at this point. I'm just like speechless, just because this is just something that I have been wanting and praying for and trying to work toward for 4 years now. So, and if you're not aware, I was diagnosed in September of 2015. So it's now December, so a little over 4 years, 4 years and some change. So from there, she did explain that what I did have was what's called an induction of chemotherapy and other treatments. So right now what my regimen is what's called maintenance. So I still do an antibody treatment that we've I started off doing 4 weeks. Now we're to 6 weeks. So, that's a little bit of a change. And then what I'll do is the Rituxan, which is a chemotherapy treatment, and the maintenance that they usually do is every 6 months. But that's if it's necessary. So we'll see. We'll just do blood work before my next appointment is in February. So we'll just do blood work, and we'll just see, if things are good. We won't do chemo. If I do see, decreased or change in my health, then we'll do the treatment again. So that's just the treatment there. But one thing I did want to do is just kind of share. I mean, people obviously are going to ask what you did, were there certain things that you did. But along with the treatment, I really took the time to just kind of course, do some soul searching and try some natural things as far as meditation and stuff of that nature. So I do have a few words of advice, starting with, and this probably sounds crazy, but when you are desperate for help and you're just desperate for change, you'll do anything. But I really got into meditating and just like talking to my body and just believing what I'm telling my body. And at night before bed, I would just lay and just meditate, just focus on God. And I would literally talk to my body. I would tell my cells to stop attacking my organs. I would tell my cells to be kind to my body. All of these things I had, a lot of people share with me some healing scriptures and verses and stuff like that I would recite at night. And, I have to say something about our artist DJ Khaled. He's someone that's kind of spiritual, and he's into meditating and just affirming things, you know, for yourself. Because if you believe something, you can not only achieve it, but it'll come true for you. So, you know, that I definitely advise, as well as one thing that is really, really important, definitely when you're diagnosed with anything, is to never take no for an answer. And that's just relating to the health system in general, whether it be doctors, whether it be, you know, you feeling like there's something wrong. Like I said, 4 years ago is when there was the presentation stage of lupus, but I've known that something has been off with my health since I was a child. And, you know, we just were adamant about trying to figure out what was going on. And, you know, I even had someone tell me that I didn't have lupus after asking, you know, telling her about different symptoms and stuff like that. And she told me, she's like, no, you don't have lupus because you don't have the common butterfly rash, which everything else had started going wrong, but I didn't even get my first appearance of the butterfly rash until like a year and a half after I was diagnosed. So never take no for an answer. I have been to 4 or 5 different rheumatologists, just because if something didn't work out, if they seemed like they wanted to play around, you know, about my health or what was going on, I was researching, I was on to the next rheumatologist. Same thing with emergency rooms. I've been all over the place, but I know my body. When I know something is wrong, when I feel like I'm not getting the right answers, me and my mom do not play around when it comes to that. So, and also kind of back to when I was talking about meditating and just affirm and believing, you know, believing in change, it'll work out for you. And the most important thing, I think, is just keeping the faith and just never giving up, whether that's, you know, back to the first thing of just never taking no for an answer. Just never give up. You're gonna feel depressed at times, or you're gonna feel sad, or, you know, you may be angry, you may try to figure out why is this happening to you. You know, all of those different things are normal, but they will be temporary. Once you're over the hill, you're gonna feel like, oh man, I remember that back during that time when I was going through this, and this, and I made it through it. So it's just gonna keep encouraging you to keep going and to never give up. And also, just to share with you, this has been my favorite Bible scripture for a while now. Once I just started like going through things and, you know, trying to figure out like why certain things were happening or why certain things weren't happening. And I came across Jeremiah 29:11, and it just sums up everything. And so if you're not familiar with it, the scripture is, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. And in so many words, it's just kind of telling you that you may not understand, you know, during your battle, while you're going through what you're going through. But God does have a master plan in it all. And, you know, it took me a while to understand. And sometimes people would even ask me, was I, oh, geez, I'm getting emotional. But they would ask if I was angry and with God. And I never felt angry with him, but I didn't think that I deserved what I was going through. And it took a while for me to understand that sometimes he uses us, You know, we go through different tests, and he uses us so that our testimony can help other people. And a lot of times people would tell me, you're so beautiful despite what you're going through, or despite what happened to you. And you just really encourage me to keep going, and you know, I'll make it through this. And once, you know, things were getting better, I just realized that that's what he's been doing the whole time. It's just using me to help others. And I have such a passion for healthcare now. Okay, well, that was very raw and uncut. And as I was talking, my camera and video equipment was literally crashing. But to further go on, what I was saying was that through all of this, I've gained such a passion for healthcare. And that's gonna be kind of like a new resolution for me, is to look into what I can do as far as social work in the healthcare system. So I'm going to be looking into that. So I am excited and kind of looking forward to a career change. We'll see what happens. But as I was saying, today is Christmas, and I mean, it wasn't about, well, it hasn't been about material things for years now, but I feel like I've just gotten the best gift that I could have ever asked for. So I just wanted to officially announce that with you all, and I hope you all had a great Christmas, and you all have a Happy New Year, and I will check back with you guys and update you guys soon. So I could be free.